Everyone. Nowadays, there is a trending that everyone should go for BSNL by porting from Geo, Airtel, Vodafone, that's VI. Why is it so? You might have seen many of the videos explaining all the facts, all the things. I will not go into technicalities, but I will explain you what is essential. The basis is Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, yani that means BSNL, was established in the year 2000. It has a secondary sister branch also, that is known as MTNL, which works in only metropolitan cities. Whereas MTNL was doing good business. Later on, government realized that we should also go for 2G, 3G spectrum, everything. The main problem was that BSNL was not having that much adequate and trained staff. Right now also, many of the person who are working with BSNL, they are all government servants. They know they will get the salary. Government will give them the salary, whether they work or not. This landed them to 33,000 crores of debt because they were not working on the services. They were just working on how they can get their salaries. Now, let's understand it in a very clean sweep way. Why BSNL is necessary? Why government is reviving BSNL? Why Tata, that means TCS, is so much interested in the revival of BSNL? All over India is a big country. I'm an Indian. Many of the persons who might be listening, they are Indians. The foreigner students who might be listening, they are from different country, but they should understand why this is happening. Previously, there were many players in India in the year 2007 and 2010, like Aircel, Vodafone, Idea, AT&T, then Arcom. There was no Geo at that time. Airtel, one of the oldest. What happened? Some government officials and some politicians, for their profit, in their party accounts, they started demoralizing BSNL. They stopped working on enhancing BSNL. Slowly, BSNL was getting dropped out. No doubt 3G spectrum were allotted to BSNL. Right now we are all working with 4G and 5G soon rolling out. But still, BSNL is not having that coverage of 4G. Why is it so? When you are not supporting the Indian-based company, the government company, and the government officials and the politicians are so much weird in attaining money from the private players, then only Jio, Airtel, Vodafone Idea, these kinds of players monopolize the entire market. You need maximum players to minimize the value, minimize the cost, so that people can get the good services. On this account, BSNL was having all the setup, but BSNL was not using that setup due to the absent from the acquisition of 3G spectrum. So what is all this happening? This was happening due to the leaderships, due to the politicians who were just taking money from the private players. Recently, Jio, Airtel, Vodafone ID, these are the private players in India in telecom sector. They have raised their prices to 25% to 27%. Now the government realized to revive BSNL. Now the government realized that the BSNL should be a major player. Now BSNL is having only 8% of market share. Rest of the share has been distributed within these three companies. The maximum share is with Jio. The second share is with Airtel. Some of the shares with Vodafone Idea. Vodafone Idea is not in a profitable segment right now, and it might get collapse in coming 6 months or in coming 1 year. though there will be only two major players, Vodafone and Airtel. So they will monopolize the Indian market. They will increase whatever amount they want to increase. And we don't have an option. I myself is using a Jio phone. I have four connections, four SIM cards under Jio. And I have a broadband of Airtel. So I don't have any choice. But if we see BSNL, BSNL is economic and it's low cost. No doubt BSNL is not having good network, but it will certainly improve till coming September or October. They will have a full-fledged 4G network all across India. And also they will roll out their 5G segment in the coming March 2025. Now how will this happen? Many of you are thinking, if BSNL is not having that much of capital, that much of investment, if they are just spending money on the huge salaries of their employees, then how could they expand? How could they revive? Government has issued 1,64,000 crore of special budget to BSNL. Now what is happening? Now BSNL cannot revive itself alone. This is, we should also understand. It's not possible for BSNL to revive alone. BSNL is not having that much of equipment. The software is not updated. 3G is only working to several sectors. The maximum circles are not having too much of coverage. There is a coverage problem. There is a call drop problem. There is a bugging problem. So how this thing can be countered? Jio will not help BSNL as it's a competitor. Airtel will not help. Vodafone Idea itself is surviving in a very grim situation. How could they help? And these are private players. They don't want to spoil their market, their shares. Now, a person who is the most trusted company of India, that is Tata. It has various sectors: Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Tata Telecommunication. The company of Tata, that is TCS, has acquired 37,800 crores of segment from BSNL, that it will upgrade all the towers, set up all the new towers, upgrade the software, and the softwares will be upgraded in such a way that they can roll out on the same SIM card of 4G into 5G. That means you need not to purchase a new SIM card. That's why maximum person now got realized that BSNL was good. But I want to alert you one thing. Don't try to buy your SIM card of or port yourself to BSNL until September, because if you port right now, you'll get 3G, and you have a habit of 4G right now. You have a habit of 30 kbps, 30 mbps, 50 mbps. You have that habit. You will be not comfortable with the habit of 3G. So there might be a total blackout of internet. You won't be able to send reports. You won't be able to access internet properly. You won't be able to access your Gmail account properly. They need all speed. So wait till September. If you want to port, you can definitely port. If you're having two numbers, just take a risk with one number, port it into BSNL, and wait till September until all the towers are been installed and all the towers are being commercialized. Commercialized means they are active and they are having that 4G network. Now another thing, why this all happened. Look, I am not against of government servants. I am against with the way they are working. They know that they have a government service. No one can suspend them. No one can terminate them easily. That's true. You are a very lucky person. But you should work if you're getting salary. If you're not working, if you're getting salary, that means you are a spoiled child. You need to work for the people, because the amount of money which you are getting is the hard paying tax amount of the taxpayer of India. Every person who is paying electricity bill, water bill, land tax, home tax, property tax, everything, they are all contributing in your salary. And they need the damn explanation. Why didn't you work since 2000? Were you a scapegoat of politicians? I, as a teacher, ask you this question. Were you not getting your salaries? You're getting your salaries. There's another point, many of the people have taken VRS. This is known as cost cutting. Everyone does. All the IT companies also do. And they have cost cutted that particular person who was not actually working. The people who are working, they are still in BSNL. I don't say that everyone is a spoiled child in BSNL, but 80% of the people are spoiled child. So this is the major cause. Second, why BSNL is necessary? BSNL is necessary because BSNL covers 28,816 villages across India where there is no reach of Jio Airtel. Look, these private players always play in the open market like big cities, metropolitans, because they know the people can afford. A person from village cannot afford. Still, a person in village uses that simple telephone. To make them the use of a smartphone, you need to give them a cheap data, and that can be given only by BSNL because BSNL is having well settled infrastructure. So BSNL is that very necessary. Second thing, all the army, air force, navy, all the ministers, presidents, government officials are using BSNL landline. And you know, every other private player's numbers can be hacked. BSNL cannot be hacked easily because BSNL works on the old structure. These all private players buy their components from the foreign companies like Huawei, Nokia, Samsung. But BSNL decided to manufacture all these components in India itself. That's why now the entry of Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, came into force. Because this is the only company which is reliable. Tata is having a good name in India. It's a genuine company. Tata has thought that people are not actually comfortable in affording huge prices. So they know to revive BSNL, that means to give proper service at a cheap rate, good data, good speed to all the people who are also in villages. Recently, when I was with my students, I told them that why don't you enroll with my WhatsApp number so that I can send you the timetable, the notes, everything. They simply said me one thing, that sir, we are not having smartphones because we cannot afford that smartphone recharge. Then I realized it's very easy for a normal person who is living in city for 239 or 240 rupees of recharge, but it's really hard for a person who is living in village. Then I discussed with my father. My father told me BSNL came down due to its own working style. This working style should be changed, and this is the time when BSNL can revive with the help of Tata. Because Tata has taken the effort to commercialize all the towers, construct all the towers, upgrade all the software. So this is the time. If this time BSNL loses, this BSNL will become just a historical company. Like now, we know that once upon a time there was a telegram. Now there is no telegram in the post office. Once upon a time we get letters in postcards or anything else. Right now everyone sends WhatsApp status or some kind of photograph, wishes. So if that happens, 68,000 employees of BSNL will lose their job, and this will be due to their leniency in working style. They have to change their working style. They have to upgrade us. Today I just inquired for the porting, and I inquired on the call center of BSNL. That person, when he picked up the call, he was speaking like with me. आपका BSNL में स्वागत है, बताइए मैं आपकी क्या सेवा कर सकता हूँ. I felt like I would sleep. He was giving me a drowsiness, dizziness. What kind of activity, what kind of speaking culture you are having? You're getting salaries. Can't you speak loud? Can't you speak well? That's why these private players have acquired the Indian market. And if you want to get back into the Indian market, you have to speak the way they speak, the way they work. You need to be professional. Professionalism is a lacking thing in BSNL. So just wait till September until, with the help of TCS, everything goes well for 4G circulation all over India. Then only port. If you want to port, you can definitely port, but you will get 3G. And I am sure the people who watch in Instagram reels and those in YouTube's, they would not like that 3G effect, like buffering. So this was all about the explanation. So this was for my students why there is a chance for the revival of BSNL. Why this time, if BSNL fails, it will fail forever and become just a historic company which is now in existence but in a death state. With this thought, have a nice day. I'll get back to you with some more updates and I will find out the details of the commercialized towers state by state. Till then, take care. Bye bye.